Look, this is in southwest Houston, a primarily immigrant community here in the city. This is an apartment building. Just take a look at some of the devastation. This is the drywall ripped out from the apartments. And if you look over here, down here, you can just see the debris lining down. Now, this is a tragic situation for anyone, but particularly for now undocumented members and their families and DACA recipients who are now worried about deportation following today's announcement. Earlier today, we were with a bunch of dreamers and so-called DACA recipients as they watched Jeff Sessions rescind DACA. It was extremely emotional. Some people were crying. The mother of two children, as she called Donald Trump, quote, a coward. Others are just upset and angry that the president decided to make this announcement at a time in which many of these families are struggling to figure out how they're going to rebuild, if at all.
We know that many of the dreamers not only losing their homes, they were looking forward to continuing to have their work permits eligible and alive so they can continue to make money to help their families rebuild. So obviously we condemn the president for making this announcement at such a time where he should be focused on helping the Houston economy and the Gulf Coast rebuild rather than continuing to put his own agenda forward and continuing to attack our immigrant community.
DACA recipients like Hurnan Venegas, who works as a home giver but also works as a volunteer firefighter for the last 3 years. He worked tirelessly during Hurricane Harvey. The 25-year-old came to the U.S. when his mother brought him when he was just 15 years old. He says DACA has given him the chance to live the American dream, but now he does fear deportation.
DACA was really important from the very beginning because it allowed me to actually join paramedic school. There was no other way that I couldn't do it without DACA. I needed to have a social security number so they can run a background check. I needed to be able to have a driver's license so that I can become a state certified EMT. So it was essential for me to have DACA.
He is the breadwinner for he and his mother. Now, Venegas took part in about 100 Harvey rescues, including the rescue of Sammy Saldivar, a man who escaped a van just moments before it sank in raging floodwaters. 6 members of that man's family died, including his parents and 4 children aged 6 to 16. Now, Hurnan says he has hope that Congress can come up with a more permanent solution, but others are now just trying to figure out how they're going to pick up the pieces, considering many of these undocumented families cannot qualify for FEMA cash aid. They can only qualify for FEMA aid if they have a U.S. citizen as a member of the family. So again, some people here just feeling like it's a 1-2 punch within just 2 weeks. John?
Bryan Llenas joining us live from Houston. Thank you, Bryan.